This is Enriquez. Nickname Blackhand of the Mexican Mafia. Prison gang politics.
Hey Bobs, my name is Enriquez and you're watching Uncensored. We're going to continue with the hotel induction, the secret meetings in the hotel, and this is Pelon Maciel, when he was made. You recall in the last one they were talking about establishing a business, maybe a sports bar. We're going to continue with that conversation now. I want to remind everybody too, to like, subscribe, and leave a comment. We're getting a lot of views on these videos, and half you people aren't even subscribed. So if you want to support the channel, subscribe. Here we go.
You know, that's one of the things. In other words, like, I didn't have it. He did. I don't think all of us together would have had the money. But so what I went to outside sources. Like me and Champ and Mike were working with this dude. We were supposed to do something down there in the desert that fell through. You know, there would have been involved a lot of shit or a lot of money. You know, so but and you know, it's been tried, but maybe we need to do it on a smaller scale.
Yeah.
You know?
You can lease a place with, 500, 1,000, 1,500, you could lease a place. A nice place.
Now, something like that, you know, yeah, I can help out on that. I could do that.
Oh, we do that. When do we start? First, there's somebody that wants to get involved in the project and wants to be responsible.
But we don't have to be involved in it on the front line, do it. I mean, though we have to kind of stay back in the shadows, right? And we could, and so we need to decide who's going to be the head, the front man, or who's going to run it. Like some
the location, it's got to be considered, where.
Because I don't want no who does come around asking me. I'll get involved in this business. Why? How's your name get taxed? I don't even want to, we don't need, none of us can stand under that, except maybe China boy and.
Bueno, like we just said, saying one thing and
That's Victorio Murillo, probably the sharpest businessman in that room right there.
that's two whole different things. But it's good about Asina, what we're talking about. But it's probably a good idea to get back to kind of all that we have to work with right now.
Yeah.
And one thing that I see good, what's going on here and some progress has been made, es lo que han hecho los canales en los barrios.
Yeah.
That's not exact, that's not all perfect yet, but so far from what I see, that's a lot of power right there. That has to get, it's not perfect yet, pero there's definitely something good right there. And I mean, just my opinion is that is to try to make, that smooth that out a little bit better.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
The one thing that Victorio Murillo has picked up on and seen as potential success for the organization is the organizing of the barrios. Chico spoke about that earlier, about going into the meetings. I spoke about it ad nauseum, right? This is the one thing that pushed the organization into the forefront of being a respectable criminal syndicate, organizing the Hispanic gang subculture in California. And this is the birth of it right here. This is where it all went down. This is where you see them formulate strategy, showing what works, what's not, enforcement, targeting gangs that are resistant. And Victoria's picking up on that. I said, look, it's not perfect, but we should work on that. So he's seeing one big thing in the future is gangs, right? Gangs are a huge source of finances and an amazing amount of power. For one organization, like these guys in the room right here, they represent the organization, to have control of so many gang members like this, kill that guy, and it's done. Eliminate this person, and it's done. That's an awesome amount of power. And I don't care who you are, a proponent or opponent of the organization, you got to respect what they did. This is a group of high school dropouts, have substance abuse issues, personality disorders, and they brought about this edict, this thing they call the program. And that's what Victorio's seeing right now.
There, we can utilize the money that we get from there, and probably some of the knowledge and resources that other people have in their barrios to help us out.
And it's not, it's not something that we're gonna solve. It's not something we're gonna solve right now.
Oh no, it's there. We're not gonna walk out of this room tonight and say, okay, well tomorrow we're gonna start a business.
Something like this, como yo miro, probably a few guys will do it.
But see, guys, we have to know now who's interested, and are we gonna work, because we gotta work together towards it.
Yeah.
We can't just be running around the solo doing.
Well, what I was trying to say, Güero, was that from what I see, que tienen a toda mayorita, the best thing right now is in the barrio.
Oh yeah.
That the brothers are getting in there, because that way, whenever we're ready to move something through there, that's there already for us. That's a lot of power in the neighborhoods. I mean,
And that barrio will move anything for us.
Yeah.
The barrios that I have, they'll do anything for me.
To me, the word is service. All those houses. But I'm getting into something else. So all I was trying to say there is que lo que yo que sí está ahorita, and that we do have right now is how we're working in the neighborhoods. And I mean, I'm just saying that right there is one thing that I think that should be smoothed out before, as far as the negocios getting started and all that, those things will get started on their own. But I mean, I'm just saying that I think, on this, what should get smoothed out is all this talk on the neighborhood, because I definitely see something good there.
Let's call another meeting, another barrios. And if we call another meeting, I'll show you how strong we are.
Y una cosa que
Perico, we had 2,000 motherfucking gang members.
I mean, there must be what, I don't know,
Or
6
more.
million Mexicans
And if we had them, I told them to sit down, and they fucking sat down. I told them to get up, and they got up. I told them to lift their shirts, they lift their fucking.
So what Chuco's talking about is it was forbidden for gang members to bring guns to juntas where Mexican Mafia members were. If you bring a gun to a Mexican Mafia meeting, it means you intend harm, right? You feel you need protection from the Mexican Mafia, which is a huge red flag. They caught one guy from Opal Street that brought a gun to one of these juntas. They slapped him around at the junta, took his gun, and put Opal on the hit list. And they're still on the hit list to this day, green light list, right? So that's what Chuco's talking about. They were amazed at this power, as I was. Well, we came up with this concept of stopping the drive-bys and infiltrating the gangs and horizontally integrating the Hispanic gang subculture. I mean, we were just trying stuff. We didn't realize that we were implementing Fortune 500 company business practices. We didn't know what that was. We didn't know what horizontal integration was, or market exclusivity, or profit sharing and franchising. We didn't know what brand recognition was. None of those things. And Chuco's talking about that right now. Like, I told them to stand up, and they stood up. I told them to sit down, and they sat down. 2,000 gang members at one meeting at one time is an awesome display of power, and that's what Victorio's seeing. Let me remind you all, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe now. As always, hype, leave a comment, hit that notification bell, folks. That'll help the channel.
Shirts. That's what I'm talking about. We had that. I mean, just I wanted to show the other brothers how fucking much power we fucking had. And any of those artists will do it, anything for us. And after everything was over, I'm here for you. Where are they? All the brothers. What are they doing that, Tony? And that's what I wanted to show the brothers of the muscle that we got out here. We got everybody out here if we need them.
If we don't abuse it.
The way that I use I wear it so one.
No, I was talking about you definitely don't abuse it, like in the future of things. Everyone.
Well, I think what we need to do is start having more meetings instead of once a month.
Maybe every 2 weeks.
Something so we can get put all this energy together for all three.
So it's just not what time is not enough.
Before you come to the meetings, though, we come to the meetings, I think we should have a little plan. You know, each individual, it piense de algo before we come, you know, and have a little plan.
There you have it, folks. They're planning on holding more park meetings. They see that as their bread and butter, which literally was for the organization at that specific time. I want to remind everybody of something that's missing right here. You may have forgotten over all these videos, but Chuco Castro, the individual talking about displaying all this power that he wants to show the brothers by these meetings, how much power the Emma has, is an actual agent of the FBI. He's working as a CHS, as a confidential human source, as an embedded informant for the FBI. This is detrimental to the organization. It was unprecedented for this to happen, right? There was Mundo who flipped before that, who wore wire and testified some trials. But Chuco was an actual carnal with commission level status, acting as an agent for the FBI, and none of the carnales suspected. None of them suspected. As always, folks, we'll come back with another episode of this video in the near future. Peace out. Stay safe. Have a nice weekend.
This is Enriquez. Nickname Boots.